Hey guys, Insomnia here with some more AFK Arena. Today we are going to try to finish out Chapter 13. We only have 2 stages left. Haven't done anything on the account yet, haven't done any of the dailies. If you've checked the live servers, they actually have a new purchase reward, which is pretty cool. An anniversary set, so you do get 2 of the Chest of Wishes from the last event for free. But some pretty good purchases in here. Most of them are what they have on the regular server. In this one, because we are free to play, we're not going to be buying anything. But we do get our free 2 chests there, which I've been using the chests for these emblems. I thought about the scrolls, which I was kind of on the fence, but the emblems I'm using these for just because I want to build up kind of a stockpile of them. So when we get heroes high enough to go ahead and use their signature items, we'll be able to. So what's going on, guys? So here we'll go ahead, we'll get into our summons, use our elite hero stones, which Iran, we unlocked him. So very, very nice. What we're looking for right now is copies of Shemira. We need 2 more copies of Shemira, and she will actually be ascended already. So even though we're only in chapter 13, we almost have her ascended. I did buy 1 more copy of her from the shop. So we've been slowly building her up because she is going to be our main carry in the free-to-play account. Which it looks like we just started our team hunt, which is awesome. So we can get some more guild coin. What's going on? Yeah, how's everyone's quarantine life? I've actually been to the store 1 time in 2 weeks. Other than that, just staying home. And I do have now the dispatch since I'm in chapter 13. Makes it so much easier to just auto dispatch. If you look, we already got Shemira up to level 176. So she's really been going very, very well. Does a ton of damage. What's going on, Willow? I know, I'm hoping to. The stage we've been stuck at, I haven't really made too much progression. I do want to go ahead and do our summons. I think the next peaks of time we can probably get into. But first I want to do the summons. Like I was saying before, we are 2 copies short of Shemira. I've still been focusing on the Graveborn. We have double copies of Pharrell. We have double copies of Nara. Almost triple copies of both of them. So we've had a lot of luck. So the wish list, still looking for the same heroes. Still looking for Shemira. She is going to be the main carry for this account. I know. This morning I hit 5K subs. If you guys haven't seen the video, the Wilder video that I just put out, we got an elite right there who is a copy of Leica. Very nice. The Wilder video, go ahead and put your comment in there. That's where we're going to pull the subscription pull for the gift cards. So make sure you put your comments in there. And another elite from a companion summons. What's going on, Fresh? And a copy of Lucius. We've needed some copies of him. We need fodder for a lot of heroes here. We don't have any faction scrolls, but we do have some diamonds we're going to use here, which we got 2 more full summons. And this is what I've gained since last time that we did the summons here. Got a triple Arden there. And I'm hoping we get an elite. I'm hoping it's a Shemira. Oh, double elite. Very, very nice. And it is Shemira. Look at that. Oh, we got another copy. And Brutus. All right, so we just need 1 more copy of Shemira. If not, we're going to bank all of our stuff and wait till we can get her in the store. But very, very cool. So that gives us a Elite Plus copy of Brutus. Got a lot of fodder there, a couple more Elite Plus. So I think we're going to have enough food for a couple things now, hopefully. Lucius, we still need 1 more copy of him there. Yeah, that was a really nice double pull, especially with Shemira. Here, I was thinking of Brutus, but still on the fence because we already have Verk, we already have Sophia, which are the primaries that we want. Here we got Iran, which I'm going to build a Wilder team, so I'm thinking Iran. And I think I'm going to go with Kaz if we can get some copies instead of having a tank like Cirrus or Almas. I think I'm going to go with Kaz. And then here we did get... Still need more fodder. We got another copy of Shemira. We have 1 copy there. We need 1. What's going on, Kona? Yeah, need 1 more. 1 more copy of Shemira is all we need. And we would actually have her already at Ascended, which is crazy for where we're at. but she has been the main focus. So we'll go ahead, we'll do our guild summons, or our guild boss here. Anyone know when hard mode lab is unlocked? Yeah, it is a certain stage. It's not too far on the hard mode lab. I think it's probably around 10 or 12. Let me take a look real quick. I'm thinking it's pretty low for the hard mode lab. 9-24. So it's not even before 10. So 9-24, when you finish chapter 9-24, will unlock the hard mode lab. Just got Leica to ascended from the chest of the voyage. Yeah, Willow. Leica's good. The only problem that I've noticed with her is her initial burst DPS does a significant amount of damage, but overall her damage, she doesn't do that much damage. I have her the same. I have her ascended with SI-20, and it doesn't seem like she does very much damage, even further into stages. Because I'm at chapter 22 now with the Wilder account, and she doesn't do much damage at all. I don't even think I've got her to pull 1 million damage, where Iran's doing 3 or 4. It's kind of a crazy combination. On my main, I need Lucius to get him to ascended. Yeah, Lucius is, like I've said before, probably one of the best tanks in the game. Arthur, Lucius, Scrag, very, very solid. Taylene for what she's used for. No one hard. Yeah, classy. 9-24. I got my iPad here that I can actually look stuff up while we're doing other things. Talk about fodder. I need 4 elite. Yeah, it's always food. It's always not having enough fodder seems to be the point of the game. If it's not fodder, then it's hero essence or signature items. There's always something that is going to come. Quick fact, if you beat that chapter, you get other chapters so easy. I think 17 will be easy too. I hope so. It's weird with this one stage, because the same with the faction accounts that I run is usually there's one stage that I just can't get lucky with, or we just can't finish. Once we do, we usually progress another 15 or 20 stages after getting over the one that I have issues with, which is right now in chapter 13-38. Mythic Iran, Legendary Taylene, and Mythic Belinda. Oh, that's a good team comp. A lot of times, though, with heroes, even the Celestials, one of the big problems I see is they don't bring any set bonus. So essentially, when you look at the bonuses, so I go from 25 plus 25 attack plus 25 hit points to plus 15 attack plus 20 hit points. So I lose 10% on my attack. I lose 5% on my hit points here. When I'm running a Celestial. So it's kind of a tough trade-off. Celestials need some sort of bonus, which I've always said from the beginning. Celestials, they make pretty powerful, but I'm losing 10% damage and 5% health on all of my heroes just by running Arthur. So it does take away quite a bit, especially when you get, I believe I'm on like level 312 now, I think, on my main account. But it makes a huge difference because you're losing your 10% damage, essentially, by running a off-faction hero. And as you get further in the game, the faction bonuses become more important, obviously. Leica's SI also boosts Iran's damage. Well, Leica does the attack haste, so he actually attacks faster, as well as she does the armor debuff, the defense debuff, which makes him do more damage as well. So she doesn't really boost the damage, but she lowers the defense of the enemy. The accuracy to damage, I believe, is her bonus damage. She can do up to 20% more damage depending on how high her accuracy is above the opponent that she's fighting. And 1340. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Wolf, is once I get past this stage, we'll be able to hopefully progress a couple stages. And Soren's just a pain in the butt. They really need to change up some of the guild bosses. I mean, to have the same guild bosses for the amount of time they have, I figured they would change up something by now. And we got our demonic entity there. All right, so let's see if we can get Shemira up, which we don't have enough. I believe Rose we can level up though. So get her to 70,000 power. All right, so let's try this one again. Yeah, the dimensional heroes. The dimensional heroes need to bring some sort of bonus. They need something. I'm wondering if I swap Arden in here. Celestials don't lose. No, Celestials are, yeah, really good. Yeah, it's the dimensionals that don't bring anything. And I heard they were going to bring something and then no, but look at that. Shemira and Rose got it done. All right, 13-40. So this will be our last one to finish out this chapter, which is exactly what we wanted to do. We're hoping with Shemira being right up front that she can get through his shield. Getting through Brutus's shield is always, always, always the tough one. Still trying to start with Taline. Oh, to get Taline, Lucius? And look at that. Chapter 13 is done. Very, very nice. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll continue into the next one. I'm free to play. I'm in the middle of 23. Yeah, we're getting there. I know some, like Javid, if you checked out the viewer summaries, he's in 20, I think 24 or 25. There's a couple people that are in 28, like I think Smash is super, super high as well in the chapters as free to play. So it's very cool because it's very hard to get there as free to play. Just takes a lot more time, a lot more dedication, and also making sure that you know exactly who you want to build. And even looking at my formation here, that's exactly what I did. Focusing on Shemira, we knew she was going to be the main carry. We do need a tank because Lucius dies super, super quick, which we could probably pop Screg in there. Why don't they add more unions? They've added, Blanca, they've added quite a few unions in the past. It seems like every couple months they're adding a new union. So I'm sure there'll be more to come. They just added the Gwyneth and the Hendrik, and then the two Celestial and Hypogeans, I forget, Zolrath, or not Zolrath. I forget the two. Free to play at the beginning of 25. Yeah, that's really good, Willow. So that's what I was thinking is once we got through that one stage, we should be able to get through quite a bit of it. And I'm hoping, relying on the Shemira carry. And if you've used Shemira in the Labyrinth, super, super powerful because her dot, when she casts, it still continues to dot. Mythic plus, that's awesome. Paulo. What's going on, Pseudo? I gotta send a blend in. Yeah, Taline's not super hard to get. The thing with Taline is you have to be dedicated to her. And what I mean by that is a lot of free-to-play players that have Taline have spent every gem they got on Taline. So once they unlock the Stargazer, just like if you look at White Sushi's guides, making sure when you get 10 or 12 ascended heroes that every single diamond you earn going forward until Taline is ascended is spent in the Stargazer. So not only is it percentage based, but a lot of it's sheer luck to how many you pull. But the more summons you do, obviously the more copies of her you're going to get. And that's really all it takes is just continued copies of her. What's that, Wolf? Started stupid, but yeah, I mean, if I would be able to go back to my main account when I started, because I'm right at chapter 28, almost into chapter 29 now. Some of the heroes that I used for food, like Pharrell, like Brutus, like Shemira, a lot of heroes that could have definitely helped me out. I feel like I'd be a lot further in progression. Even using Stargazer Summons just for random heroes back in the day. My Lucius is so tanky at my thing. Yeah, Lucius is. His damage mitigation, I mean, short of like him and Arthur, he has probably, you know, one of the best damage mitigations, especially because he can heal himself. He can shield himself, he can shield the whole team, and he can heal himself. I know, it's been like that. I have really bad allergies, and every now and then, I've been drinking water though. 4:44, it's only 9:45 here. So this might be the stage that we're going to get stuck at, 14-9. But we'll collect up everything here. We'll go see what we can do in the King's Tower. Hoping we can do a few progression. I need to push the tower a little bit more, just because we need more food. Got some better gear there. More diamonds there. Another copy of Like and some scrolls. No, like I said, it's a lot of it's allergies. It's been kind of off and on. I've been home for 2 weeks now. I think a little over 2 weeks now. My current team is Shemira, Brutus, Lucius, Rowan, and Fox. Yeah, that's a pretty good, that is a good team. Brutus, you'll see he drops off quite a bit as you get a little bit further. That's why a lot of people don't use Brutus. Shemira, the same. She has a tendency to fall off once you hit chapter 20 plus. A lot of people don't use her anymore. Look at this. Triple K sauce. But Shemira goes right back to full hit points. Oh, and she got it done. Look at that. 3:55 in the morning. Well, thank you for joining me anyway. What's going on, Mariano? Australia, it's 11:46. So getting late in Australia, huh? But I think about 45 diamonds for one Taylene compared to 7 elite here. It kind of depends when you look at Taylene Pride, because she's a hero that's very, very powerful when it comes to progression, things of that nature. Is once you have her built, you know, you're done with her. You have her built. And that's why I've said making sure that you have a solid team, like what Sushi said, 10 or 12 heroes, really good, solid team to kind of carry you through a lot of the progression, focusing the rest on Taylene. Let's try swapping them up. I think this team just needs more CC at this point. Ireland, it's 247. Just opened some Soul Stones, got 3 Taylenes in a row. I don't know, Fresh, you're getting pretty crazy with the Taylenes there. I did get lucky with the double pull for the first Stargazer Summons on the Mauler account. Yeah, Shemira will be. I know some people who run Shemira even way late game. I mean, later than most people do. Chapter 26, chapter 27 plus. The problem with Shemira is her burst damage drops off. That's really the biggest thing, is most of the tougher team comps have enough healing or have enough damage to, or enough healing or enough shielding to kind of drop off. I always check these first in the Labyrinth. We've got an Oden there, but look at that. I'll go for Mizoth. Yeah, she can usually do pretty well. I just need stronger tanks. If I had a tank that could live through a lot of these, I'd be making a lot more progression, or adding in Arden. I could add Arden in for DPS or even Savius if I had a couple more copies of them. Yeah, some of the heroes like Hendrik, I've never had good luck at. I've never pulled many copies of them, just like Gwyneth, haven't pulled that many copies of them. And then other heroes like Shemira or Rowan, I seem to pull copies all the time of those heroes. What's going on, William? So I don't know, with it being the same rates for everyone, it seems like even through multiple accounts, I get a lot of the same heroes. Which I think when it comes to like Rowan, I've pulled probably more copies than almost any other heroes. I think Shemira's pretty close with the amount of copies. So what team comp is the best at higher stages? So how high are you talking, Jesper? Because there's a couple different team comps, and a lot of it depends on really the team comp you're fighting. Some of the burst teams, you need a lot more defense. There's even ones where you're running 3 or 4 tanks for. A lot of the turtle teams, you need a ton more damage. So just the exact opposite. So it kind of depends. There's a lot of different scenarios with the teams you run. And if you guys have looked further in the game, once you hit, I believe it's chapter 30 or 31, the battles are no longer as you see them today. And if somebody knows what I'm talking about, go ahead and inform people. If you don't know, when you get to chapters plus 30, so when you get to chapter 30 plus, it's around there, you start having team comps, meaning that instead of it being 5-on-5, it's 3 teams, the same as it is in the challenger stores or the challenger tournament. So you have to have 3 teams of heroes that go against 3 teams of heroes versus in the campaign stage. Once you get to chapter 34, it's 5 teams. So instead of it being 1-on-1 versus team, it's 3-on-3, and then it goes to 5 versus 5. So you actually have 5 versus 5 battles, and you have to win the 5 battles. It's not just the one like you fight now in the stages. It's 3 versus 3 and 5 versus 5. Yeah, it's crazy the dynamic it adds, especially because once you hit the 3v3 stages, you have to have 15 heroes that can fight. And then, of course, with the 5 versus 5, now you need 25 heroes that can fight. So it just kind of gets crazy. The best comp for Chapter 1, I would go all out Hogan. That's it for Chapter 1. I feel like the Twisted Realm is a bit random lucky. Hey, Shemira, yeah, a lot of it, Boris, is depending who lives and who dies. That's why they chose to give you 5 chances. Because a majority of the time, I usually have one really, really good run out of the 5. I set my team comp, and then I run it 5 times with the exact same team comp. And usually I have the exact same. I have one run that is really, really good, and a couple runs that are kind of mediocre depending on when things proc. Yeah, early game, Wukong and Oscar are both very, very good. They're kind of crazy how they're built. Wukong, I heard, is very, very good for PvP, not so much in the campaign, especially when you're getting later on in the game. Can you build Soulless? I'm trying, Davian. I'm trying to build her on my main account, which I don't have any copies of the Wilders, and the same with the Wilder account. I have her at, I believe, Legendary Plus. I need more food to get her higher in the Wilder account, but she is the hero that I'm focused on. So as long as I can pull copies of her, I'll definitely build her. I mean, I want to build her. I want to see her. What about Morella? Super, super good hero. If you look at Morella, because she's very, very powerful. So think of Tassie when she does her sleep ability, which again is a huge CC, very, very powerful. Now Mahira, adds in the fact that not only do they sleep, is instead of sleeping, they attack each other. So they actually turn around and attack each other. And she has the ability to leech life, and she has the ability to bring energy back to heroes. So her full package is just crazy. It's crazy. And that's why she's a Hypogean, and that's why she's so hard to get. But if you look at any of the top teams, they use her all the time. Yeah, she's really good. The big thing with Solus from the Wilders is, for everyone that I know that has run her or used her, is you need to have her signature item plus 20, because essentially she's not effective if her Floral Spectre dies. So that's the big thing, is you have to have her leveled up enough to keep the Floral Spectre alive, or when she does her little falling blooms, it doesn't have really much of an effect if the Floral Spectre's dead. When does early game become mid game? There's a lot of different versions. Savior, they say level 180. So from level 1 to hero level 180 is pretty much early game. The 180 to 240 is mid game, and then 240 plus is kind of late game. I would say probably chapter 28 plus or even 30 plus is end game. So kind of adding another factor when you start getting that far. But mid game usually goes through about 180 is what I've kind of seen and heard, just reading afkarena.net and, forum stuff like that. But that's usually about the spot. We'll try to get everyone for the next battle. Why don't you use mercs on faction runs? When you look at the mercs, some of them are pretty good. I've swapped in a couple. For the campaign, I like using my own characters, but even when you look at the power, because with mercs, they downgrade to your level. So if I borrow a 5-star Shemira and I have a 5-star Shemira, my Shemira is going to be usually a lot more powerful, because most people don't keep signature items on there. Morella should carry you 240 if you got Rose. Yeah, she's a solid tank. She brings a lot of viability to the team. I'd say end game is 31. Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. O'Reilly is probably 30 plus is pretty much end game. When you start getting to the multiple team comps, like I said, it brings a whole new dynamic to the game and a whole new difficulty to the game. What do you think of building Wukong to Mythic? He's good, but short of PvP, a lot of the haste, so he does the haste debuff, and that's why people love him in PvP, because it makes a big difference when heroes are on his same level. When you start getting further in the game, it doesn't really have the same effect, because the heroes are usually so over leveled from where you're at. Plus it can be dodged. So a lot of times it will be dodged. I'm hoping we can get Shemira out of her confine here. So close to having Tassie fully ascended. Yeah, Tassie is a very, very powerful hero. Anyone with two forms of CC, especially with her banish, because when she banishes a hero, she takes part of their attack rating. So she does more damage in turn, which is good. All right, so let's take a look at the team. Have you guys seen the new Voyages up today, which is very, very awesome? So here we still don't have enough for Shemira, but I'm wondering if we can get anyone up past 240. Which we don't. I could use the Resonating Crystal to get another hero up, but I need to get them up past 140. So I need somebody else that's at Elite Plus, just like Arden. So I'm short 1 Arden there. We didn't get that many gems through the run. We do hero summons for other people's. Yes, I will, William. I put a comment up in the last video I did. I did my first viewer summons, and we did it for hitting the 5,000 subscribers. So we did a summon on there. I'll do viewer summons. It's very cool to do. Probably one of the most rewarding things in AFK Arena is doing the summons. So being able to do more summons is very cool. I like doing the summons. It's cool to see what you want or what you're going to build. I want a Pharrell instead of a Grez. Yeah, I know. Pharrell would have been very, very cool. Vulcan Games made Almas at Ascended 3-star. Yeah, Almas is very, very good. If you've seen him on my Wilder account, the big thing with him is if he's paired with Namora, Namora gives him more healing, and he in turn gives Namora more healing. So the tankiness of him, especially when he has his the 221 ability, so when he has all of his abilities unlocked, definitely makes him a lot more tanky. So let's see, we really don't have that much that we can buy at this time. Always pick these up, always Hero Essence. I like the Graveborn cards, but that's a lot to spend on them. Waiting to get better gear. I just bought that copy of Shemira. Legenders Tournament, we're not that far away, but we'll give the King's Tower a couple more tries. Yeah, I'd like to get some lucky summons would be nice. So I have Namora and Tassie at Legendary. Who should I make Mythic first? I would go with Tassie. Tassie over Namora, just for the fact that there's a lot of heroes that do really, really well. Namora being one of them. Even if you don't have her leveled up as high, just like Rowan, still has a big, big impact on the team. But she doesn't have to be as high. Tassie makes a big difference with her attack, her abilities. How do I get it hooked up to your computer? To do the summons? I log into the other player's account. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that's how Vulcan does it. I don't know any other way to do it. But I've shared the Google account with people to do the viewer summons. So I hop on, log into your account through there, do all the summons, then just delete the information. You can remove it right from Google. So this team doesn't seem, but Ira's very tough because of the bleed. If you look at the bleed on Shemira, and Lucius dies in 2 seconds here. So we might not have that much left to do on here. I can swap up this team comp a little bit, but I think we're going to be stuck with our free-to-play account again. Speak about Almas. Yeah, Wolf, I'll do some. I'm limiting the summons. If you check out the description, it has the link in there for my email for Hippo Gaming at Gmail. I'm limiting the viewer summons to 1 a week, so that way you don't get backlogged with a lot of summons. And I don't want to do the exact same thing. I still have a lot of content to cover with casuals and a lot more guides to come out. Just need time to kind of work on a lot of stuff. Thank you, Yassine. If you don't have Google and you use Apple, I have Apple too. It's on my iPad. That's what I usually play on, is my iPad. But here I can't stream through the iPad. I tried it a couple times with Apple and it does not work at all to stream. There's a lot of latency when it comes to streaming. So I couldn't do it. Thank you, Kona. I'd say Lucius, because in campaign he gets squishy. Yeah, this account is fairly new. I'd probably say a month, maybe a little over a month. So we haven't been playing this one that long. And a lot of people wanted me to do a free-to-play account, and it's fun to see a free-to-play account. Like I was saying, though, knowing what I know now, I can focus on a lot of different heroes that I wanted to. And it makes it a little bit easier because we know exactly who we want to build, starting with Shemira. Try Mizoth. Mizoth is very, very powerful. I like Mizoth. I got him on my main account. I only have him elite, but he's very, very cool. So I have a few guildies that built Mizoth, and just insanity the amount of money if you're just buying the character. So just buying Mizoth up to 5 stars with the signature item. Who's my favorite character? I would probably say out of everyone, probably Belinda. Right there in the very top. I've had her on probably most of my accounts, even my main account. I use her. I use her in the Lightbearer account. I use her here. For some reason, I always default to her. She does a ton of damage later. We just need to get lucky with the Shemira. Shemira I do like too. There's a lot of heroes with different utility. And there's a lot of heroes that I never thought I would like that I find very, very, very cool to use. Like your Pharrells, Athalia, Falks. I like Falks a lot. But some of the Mauler towers and like the Wilder towers, using different team comps to try to push through some of the stages, it is crazy how you have to only use one faction, like I do with my faction accounts, to actually make progression. Using a lot of heroes that I don't usually use. What's going on, Ahmed? 1 month in chapter 14 is kind of... Yeah, and if you push the game too fast, you do exactly what I do, is you get stuck at a point, running a lot of stages over. And a lot of people do run stages over. I know a couple people, like Evils has run stages for thousands of times. So literally not hundreds of times, thousands of times, running different stages to finally get through, to get the RNG, to get the luck. Charles on in front and put Shemira in the back behind Lucius. We can swap him like that. She's going to get destroyed in 2 seconds. And Rowan with Sylvana. That's the problem that I'm running into right now. If I had a little more food, I could level up Lucius, but I can't do anything with him right now, and he keeps dying too quick. He's just getting taken out in 2 seconds. Yeah, I was actually using Kelthar. I've used him quite a bit in the Graveborn Tower, because you figure even with my main account is I have the 4 faction accounts. Well, all 4 faction accounts I run the towers with as well. So I just have the heroes that I happen to get out of the events and everything else. He's just crazy RNG is what I've noticed with Kelthar. Is when he does his swaps places with the other side and then flies around with his shuriken and just kind of crazy. I try to get the new event scrolls. This is the test server. We did this days ago. We cleaned all that out for the new event. I think maybe we can push probably a little bit of the peaks. Even if we grab some chests in here. Oh, and this, I thought this was the other one, the burning one. This one's relatively easy. The Far Frontier, what a lot of people forget in here is to cut the supply lines. If you've been through here a couple times, see that this might even be a little bit above where we're at this point. Doesn't happen to me. Hendrik is good. The only problem that people have with Hendrik, the big thing that really downgrades Hendrik, is his abilities can only be used once. So 2 of his 4 abilities you can only use once. And that's why a lot of people don't like him, is once he's kind of spent, especially if it's early in a battle, he is completely done at that point. There's really not much else he can do. Yeah. Yep. This one is the free to play, which here we'll go with a heal. And I go with the heal because Rowan can't heal himself, even though Lucius can heal him. I'm trying to keep Shemira up at full health, or full energy there. Yeah, the new Voyage, I just ran it on my main account. I was going to go ahead and run through and do a quick guide because I know a lot of people want to see the quick guides. I do have an older guide that I did when I first ran it on the test server, which is the one that I put up when it was first released. Yeah, if you're on the test server, I can friend you. I think we've been removing a couple people here that haven't been playing regularly. So we try to keep at least a couple days. So this is kind of the first part of the frontier, which is pretty easy. As long as Lucius doesn't die. Which character did you pick out? I think I picked Shemira. I think we've always went with Shemira. And what I'm doing with Shemira is building her all the way up to Ascended. Because she's going to be the main carry, just like you see here. She is definitely the main carry for this. Do you spend much? Dang, on the main account, I don't really spend that much. It's just over time because what I do is I buy the monthly sub cards. That's the only thing. I buy the both diamond cards, and then I buy the Regal rewards. I don't buy the Champions of Esperia, and I don't buy any of the other cards. I don't buy any of the packs. Which Peaks of Time has a Voyage? What do you mean with the Peaks of Time? You know what stage you start getting Stargazer cards? The Stargazer cards come from the faction towers. I think maybe they come from chapter rewards. I want to say very late. I think it's 30 plus. You get them from chapter rewards. But the Stargazer cards start at floor 125 of the faction towers. And with 4 faction towers, so if you complete 125 on each, you'll have essentially your 20 faction cards at that point. But that's where I pull most of them on my main account, is the faction towers. What happened to pay to win server? Yeah, I've heard Shemira is a solid carry. Like I said, though, once you get to a certain point, her dot doesn't do enough damage to take down the enemy. They can actually heal through it pretty easy because it doesn't do enough damage to kill the enemy consistently, I guess. One of the peaks was a Voyage of Wonders. The Dwarven one, the very last one, the newest one they released. I forget the exact name of it. Might lose Lucius. Nope, we got him. Yeah, it's the Dwarven. I think it's the Dwarven something. It's the last one, the red one. Thunderburst, absolute awesome item. Which the amount of times that I've actually run these, it's kind of easy to go through them now, just if you run them so much. What's the easiest way to get Stargazer cards? Is that what you're talking about? If it's Stargazer cards, buying them. $100 packs. That's how a lot of people get them. Views Rain to Mythic and Shemira to Mythic. Yeah, Rain's a hero that unanimously a lot of people have always said fodder. She was actually the first hero they buffed when they did buffs to heroes. But unanimously, her skill overall is not very useful, and that's why a lot of people don't use her at all. And I don't use Shemira, linked her with our... I did the same, William. So here's where you cut the supply lines. If you don't cut the supply lines, can't get through the last part. But that opens up the spot back here. Try Cecilia for Soren. Yeah, I heard Cecilia, even at Elite, does a amazing amount of damage on Soren, from what I've heard. Yeah, I know, which is funny because, again, looking back when I started my account, Rain was the very first hero that I ever got up to Ascended, and she was the first hero that I got to 5 stars on my account. But then again, you're looking at almost a year ago when we were a lot more limited on the heroes we had. Which Lilith does a really good job with the heroes. I'm pretty, I have to say I'm impressed, especially with some of the new ones, like Cecilia and Odin. Very, very cool. Mizoth, very, very cool. Yeah, Devon, you'll see pretty soon that other heroes will just start replacing her. Just like Shemira, there's a point where she doesn't do enough damage consistently, so you end up replacing her just the same. Warwick, I'm a lot happier with now with Warwick than I was. I was kind of disappointed originally with Warwick, but it seems like once you can get him up to 3 teddy bears, he does pretty well. So I think this is going to be a pretty quick voyage, actually. I think there's still a chest I left on the other side. Chapter 25, using full labor. Should I start buying Arthur? Arthur is really good depending on who you're using. I used him all the way through 26, 27, 28. Just for his damage mitigation, especially running him with 2 tanks, so running him and Lucius together. I'm still waiting to get his signature item to plus 30. That's kind of my next goal. Which we're close. We're at 26 now. I think we can actually just go right through this one. People beating 11 to 15 with Thor and Shemira Tassi. Yeah, the Shemira Tassi Leica, it's a good combination. Which we'll do that one. Usually don't choose that one, but as you can see with Shemira, makes a big difference. What's going on, Gigi? So we'll go more attack. Why not? Really don't happen. Yeah, I don't know. I know they said Yukio they're not going to do anything with making him, letting people be able to get him, which is kind of weird because at the exact same time, they put out the thing saying they want to be more free-to-play friendly for players. So I used the new dimensional hero. Yep, used him with Mythic. No, he's not actually worth buying. If you look at all the data, if you look at his damage, if you look at his abilities, he's okay in PvP. In the campaign, I haven't found any use. Especially, I have him 5-star with his gear and a signature item, if you've seen the video. Definitely not worth it. And that's why I got him originally. was I wanted to see if he was really going to be worth it, especially his gear. I don't have all of his gear fully maxed out, but a lot of people that do said kind of disappointed with his abilities overall. Which, for again, him being a dimensional hero, kind of sad. Yeah, if that was the case and it was required in the contract, then why even bring him here? And there's the drape. That's what we are looking for. So I believe there might be one more chest on the other side. Yep. That's why I don't close the adventures, because there's always one sitting, which I believe it's right over here. There's one or two. $50 on Regal Rewards is better. Yeah, you'll get way more. The Regal Rewards are probably one of the best subcards. Oops, which we didn't even put anyone in here. I love the Regal Rewards for the amount of stones it gives you. It is absolutely crazy. Yeah, like I said, he's not worth the money, unfortunately. I think they'll just come out with other heroes, because like I said, a lot of people don't even use them. Which is one more chest hiding in here. Thinking it might be up this way. Or monthly cards. Yeah, that's why using the Stargazer, that's why I got the monthly cards. Is that chest going to be in the middle of this? Is it worth to run Graveborn when playing free to play? Graveborn is free to play is good. The problem with the Graveborn is you have to wait a while. They take a long time to progress. If you've seen my Graveborn account, they take a long time to progress. Once they get there, they're really, really good. It just takes a long time to get there. So that gives us our 100%. So we will finish that adventure. Bring us the Divine Realm. Definitely like the Divine Realm. So got a couple more diamonds there, but I don't think we'll have enough for anything at this point. But we did pick up the Drape, so that will increase Lucius' survivability, which is good. And then we can also, thinking maybe Rowan, put this on him. And then Rose will try to increase her survivability as well with her hit points. All right, so we got 10 million gold, which was awesome, and the Drape out of there. Yeah, Arthur's really good. I finally got, which I want to do a video, I finally got his weapon. Since he has been released, I've been looking for his weapon. I've been sitting on 100,000 guild tokens. Since he was released to buy his gear, I did not buy any of his gear for money. I saved for it all. I had never seen his weapon until yesterday. Finally seen his weapon. So absolutely floored. Happy to see his weapon. Very cool. Is Graz, Wukong, Baden? Yeah, that's an unusual team. You'll probably swap out a few heroes in there, especially Wukong. So we're continuing to get more of our Elder Tree and getting more of our Essence. As you can see, I've focused on the support. If you know the Elder Tree, support class is by far the strongest class, followed by the Ranger class. So these are the two that have the biggest impact on the game. With Shemira, again, we've been working on this one. And working on support because we are running 2 support heroes there. I join Labyrinth the first time and get here. Yeah, the first time you do the Labyrinth, you get your 45. They give you the 45,000 tokens, which is very, very cool. So we are at an hour, guys. We made a lot of progression. So we finished out 13, made it almost halfway through chapter 14. Within the next couple days, I'm sure I'll find one more copy of Shemira, which is our goal. If you haven't checked out, like I said, the Wilder video that I put out earlier today, make sure that you put your comment in the video. That is going to be the drawing for the gift cards, for the viewer gift cards. So we finished out all of our quests here. I think our weeklies are all done too. So we are pretty cleaned up with the account. Finished out the Labyrinth run, which is good. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Can't believe we're already at 5,000 subscribers. Just absolutely crazy. It's only been a couple short months and we're almost at like, I think 5,100 already. So it goes by really, really quick, but I love doing the live streams. I love answering questions, kind of interacting with you guys so we can actually have a conversation versus me just responding to all the posts that I get. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Like I said, if I do live streams, I try to do it at least once or twice a week to live stream because I do like the interaction and actually talking to everybody. There's Shemira in the chest of the next peaks. I already got that. I got that copy. I just need one. So that's it. Just one more, but super excited for the 5,000 viewers. Big milestone. So coming up on 10,000, which be a few months away. But thank you guys for watching the channel. Thank you for joining the live stream. And as always, thank you for watching.